Well, hello, I'm Curt.
And I'm Rob.
And this is the Being Human podcast, where we share real world stories with simple insights to help you better connect with your audience and grow your business with clear, effective marketing.
This is episode 4.
This is episode 4.
It goes fast.
It does. Yeah, this is fun.
Excited about today's topic.
Yeah, it's especially meaningful to me. We're going to be talking about nonprofits today. And the first 10 years of my career were spent in nonprofits. So a lot of what it means to serve other people with big heart and big mission resonates deeply with me.
Yeah, we've up to this point really talked about using the StoryBrand approach and the framework for businesses that are for-profit and how to connect with their customers and really drive growth, right, and increase revenue. So I think we've been recently working with a lot of nonprofits, so we thought this would be a great topic to kind of dive into and like, how does this work? Does it work?
Exactly.
And just maybe even some of the complexity that comes along with applying it to nonprofits. So, yeah.
Yeah, so StoryBrand, it was created by Donald Miller, and originally it was designed to be used with businesses. And so the whole approach of having a singular target audience that you build a brand script around it was originally very clear, straightforward in terms of, if you have a business, you have one target audience, you might have subsets of that target audience and have sub-brand scripts for them. But with nonprofits, you really have two target audiences.
Right.
You have the people that you're serving or your mission, and you have your donors, because if they're not a primary target audience, you don't have a mission.
You're not serving anybody.
That's right. Yep. So in terms of how you apply a StoryBrand framework, it requires some nuancing. It requires some understanding of which components you use in each one of these brand scripts. What we're going to be talking about today is not only that mission brand script for who you serve and your donor brand script for the people who make it possible, but we're also going to be talking about an approach that we're calling a public brand script that really combines the mission brand script with the donor brand script that can be used in a more wider audience. So going deeper into that, I think, is really important. The challenge is that nonprofits will often get into a cycle where they start to feel anxiety around having enough money to continue. When that happens, it's really simple for nonprofits, CEOs of nonprofits, development officers, even staff who are on board to raise funds, to end up talking about their own need. We need money. I worked with a very large nonprofit that served campuses. It was a Christian ministry called InterVarsity, and I was an area director with them for 5 years. And when I came on board to lead the ministry in West Michigan, one of the things I saw was that exact thing where the staff needed to raise their own support, and most of them weren't because they were so committed to the work on campus. And that resulted in limited donor conversations, limited funding. And the donor conversations that they had were basically, please, like, we need your money. I need to stay on staff. And really what that does.
Not a very compelling argument.
It's not compelling. And nobody wants to invest in a sinking ship, right?
What happens when, nonprofits make themselves the hero of the story? Yeah. What happens?
When they make themselves the hero of the story, I think what often happens is donors will feel that disconnect. They will feel like they're being invited to be an ATM, a bank that's just kind of investing in something they hope will result. When you make yourself the hero, you're basically cutting that tie between the people who can help you most to accomplish the mission. At the end of the day, This mission needs more than you. This mission needs a community of believers in this cause.
Yeah, I think we've also seen people who they're passionate about it. So they talk about how passionate they are about it and think everybody's going to agree with them, right?
Yes.
And the donations will just come because of that, right? They see how passionate I'm doing, what I'm doing and focusing on themselves, what they're doing. I think they think people will just start to give because, that's what I would do if you were in that. So I think it's important to take a step back and understand where donors are coming from. What are they trying to accomplish by giving? Yes, they need to align with your values, your mission, but they're trying to accomplish something through this process too, and getting in their heads a little bit and understanding it, I think goes a long way in having them become a community around you.
Absolutely. So again, when you start communicating, the most important thing is to understand who you're actually communicating with. So when we talk about a mission brand script, the character is not a donor. The character is the person that you're serving, or the cause that you're trying to engage in. And now this can depend on like the type of nonprofit that you have, but at the end of the day, you're speaking to someone who has this or is involved in this problem. And you're letting them know, we understand what it is that you're wanting. Then in a mission brand script, you go down to, and we understand the problem that you're having.
And it's usually pretty clear.
It's pretty clear.
Clean water,
You
right?
don't have
Or
water.
food.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
You want to be
Shelter,
able to give your kids a long life.
Right.
The problem is they don't have clean water to drink. And that's got to make a parent feel desperately hopeless, like incredibly sad. Because underneath all of that, the reality is everybody deserves to have clean water to drink. That's an underlying belief. That's a philosophical problem. Only then, in a mission brand script, are you able to go to, we get it. Like the guide can show up after all of that's communicated. And as a guide in a mission brand script, you're basically saying, we understand the desperate frustration that you have in not being able to provide your kids with water.
Yeah. Super clear.
Donors have clean water to drink. So if you come out the gate talking with donors about like how important it is for them to have clean water, they're like, well, you don't.
That's great for them.
Yeah, it's great for them.
How does that impact me? Yeah.
The donor actually is wanting something more. Usually donors are compassionate people and they want to make a tangible difference in the world. And how they do that, like they tend to select certain values and fund those values. And so what the donor is wanting is to be able to make a tangible difference in the lives of a certain people group. The problem is, and for the donor, it comes down to they're not sure who to give to or how to give in a way that's going to make the kind of difference that's meaningful for them, right? So that's the problem that the donor is wrestling with. And still, again, we haven't even talked about this organization. You're simply saying, we know you want to make a tangible difference. And yet there's so many options out there and not all of them seem credible. And so you feel kind of stuck and helpless. I think this is really important to say. Any gift has the same value. Right. When you're engaging someone, a $20 a month gift is just as valuable as a $1 million gift because it's what's coming from that person's heart, and it's what they can give.
Yeah.
And it's the same for major donors. It's what's coming from their heart and what they can give. I think one of the biggest challenges that I've seen in in fundraising is that when you begin shifting towards asking for larger gifts, that a fear creeps in around, is it okay for me to ask for a large gift? Mm-hmm. And again, I think the StoryBrand approach is so powerful because it allows you to step back from yourself and recognize what is your anxiety about asking for a gift versus who are you talking with?
Right.
Because somebody who can make $1 million gift, at the end of the day, they're a person.
They have a need too.
They have a need too.
Problem they're trying to solve.
And if you're showing up, putting your need first, of course, there's going to be anxiety around that. But if you show up putting their need first, then you can engage with them in a comfortable, authentic way that invites them to give according to their ability. And I would just encourage any nonprofit leaders out there to consider what are ways that you can create experiences for your donors that maybe don't always include an ask.
Right.
Because the reality is these are people. And if they feel like they're being treated like ATMs, they're going to be less inclined to lean into the mission. So are there some ways, I'm just like playing volleyball here and setting you up for a spike, but I know the organization that your wife is involved in does some really wonderful things that you and her have been part of this summer. If you have a brand script, what a beautiful thing to reach out to 3 or 4 of your donors and say, you know, we've been refining the way that we tell our story. Could we get a cup of coffee, and can I practice this on you?
Or your board, right?
Or your board. and can you give me like feedback? Like, am I connecting deeply to what you're wanting, and to the problem that you have? Can we just have a conversation about that?
No PowerPoint, no
PowerPoint,
no ask.
It takes the pressure off. It allows you to connect human to human, get a wonderful insight, and apply it. And that's another, I think, important point with brand scripts is we're not trying to set these things in stone, and they're not to be memorized word for word, but the not setting in stone is very important because they should be evolving over time. Yeah.
Well, if you're a CEO or somebody running a nonprofit, we'd love to help you clarify your story. If you're struggling to get the support you need, or just really struggling to communicate it succinctly. I know we've had that with a few folks. Reach out. GoWithHUMN.com, HUMN, as it says on the sign.
That's right.
And we'd love to help you clarify your mission, connect more deeply with your audiences, both those you're serving, but also your donors, and really grow the reach of your mission. I think at the end of the day, that's what it's all about.
Yeah. And as a final word, we just want to say thank you for all of the work that you do. It can often be a thankless job to be reaching out to people who are most in need. We see you. We deeply appreciate you, and we'd love to help you.